of Mason Cable News. I'm Ariel Thornhill.
And I'm Kylan Adams.
Kylan, how's your last week before spring break?
It's pretty good. You know, it's midterms week as well,
Yes.
so I'm just trying to manage it all, but...
A little stressed?
A little stressed.
A lot stressed.
Yeah. Well, on Monday, February 29th, Hillary Clinton hosted a political
Could
rally
not
here
be
at
a
George
bigger
Mason
difference
University in the Hub.
between
the event
what
was open to students, faculty, and staff, and the Mason community. Here's a look at the event's highlights.
There could not be a bigger difference between what I believe we need to do to move our country forward and what the Republicans are promising to do, which would rip away the progress, send us backwards, deprive people of rights that they have obtained, and generally make it very difficult for us to have the kind of opportunity that I know America deserves and that we can achieve together. So here's what I want you to know. I'm running for president to break down every barrier that stands in the way of America fulfilling its potential. And I want to make it possible for every single American, particularly young Americans, to go as far as you can.
Elections were also held yesterday here in Virginia and many other states across the nation. Caucuses were held as well. Results are the following. For the Republican, Donald Trump won Virginia, Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Massachusetts, Tennessee, and Vermont. Ted Cruz won Oklahoma, Texas, and Alaska. Marco Rubio won the Minnesota caucus. Ben Carson and John Kasich were not any winners of the states. For the Democrats, Bernie Sanders won Vermont, Colorado, Minnesota, and Oklahoma caucuses. Hillary Clinton won Virginia, Massachusetts, Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Tennessee, and Texas.
After a disappointing finish on Super Tuesday, Ben Carson states that he doesn't see a political path forward in the Republican presidential nomination process and will not attend Thursday's Republican presidential debate. According to our sources, Carson said he's not planning on formally suspending his presidential campaign and will go into more detail during an appearance at the Conservative Political Action Committee conference on Friday.
Stay tuned right after this commercial break.
The big dance. Brooklyn will crown a champion. The Atlantic 10 Men's Basketball Championship at Barclays Center. 14 teams will come to Brooklyn with one goal: to cut down the nets and punch their ticket. Be here as your team chases the dream. The Atlantic 10's 40th anniversary celebration is bound for Brooklyn. And don't miss your chance to make a $40,000 half-court shot. The A10 Championship, March 9th through the 13th at Barclays Center. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
March 1st, primary election. It's a very exciting time to be a George Mason University student. We are a DC metropolitan school. So let's hear a little bit about what students on our campus have to say about their move.
I voted for Bernie because I don't want to pay for college anymore. Minimum wage being raised is a big issue, especially here in Virginia, because I'm from California and minimum wage is already $10 there, and it's like $7 still here. So it's not a living wage anymore, and it needs to be.
I believe the college experience are the most important to me, the tuition prices. I think a lot of people struggle with it financially, so I hope that the candidate that I selected will help with college tuition. I'm backing Bernie Sanders. He's a great person, and I really like what he wants to do for this country. And I really hope that he can do well and strive to his best abilities. He seems really genuine and humble. You know, a lot of candidates out there throw a lot of information out that's kind of like already duplicated, and he seems really genuine and sincere about what he wants to do, and especially about the environment. He really wants to help stopping pollution. So I'm really looking forward to what he can help bring to America. Every vote counts. Doesn't matter who, every vote counts because it can make a difference at the end of the race.
As a Christian, I have a lot of, I would say, Christian ideals, and those are very important to me. And right now, the refugee crisis is very big on my heart, and also just constitutional values. That's also very important.
Do you mind sharing with us who you are backing in this primary election?
I am backing Marco Rubio. Well, honestly, I don't personally think he's the best GOP candidate, but I know and I trust that he is the best fighter against Donald Trump. And like I said, I appreciate his ideals when it comes to the Constitution, especially the Bill of Rights. He actually has reference for that, and that's something that not a lot of the other candidates have. And So he says that he is a man of the Christian faith, and he holds up to those values. So I hope that he can hold up to this if he were to be president. It's so important because the future, we are the future. Our children are going to be the future, and it's important that we make this country go up, not down, as it has been going, for our own futures.
The Black Excellence Gala was held on Saturday, February 27, celebrating the accomplishments and achievements of many leaders in the African American community. There were multiple performances, including singing, spoken word, and live art. There were also multiple awards given to active leaders in the African American community, such as the Freshman of the Year Award, the Spirit of King Award, and many more, along with a powerful message from the keynote speaker, African American Studies Director Dr. Wendy Manuel Scott.
Friday, March 18th, there will be a March Madness mixer on Arlington campus for anyone interested in public relations career. There will be a mix and mingle session, networking activity, and panel discussion with representatives from Ogilvy PR, Northrop Grumman, and Booz Allen Hamilton. Former CEO of Hill and Knowlton Strategies, Tom Hoog, will also be there speaking this Friday. This free event will be held at the Arlington campus Founders Hall, room 125, from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For directions and additional information, visit getconnected.gmu.edu.
For housing selection this week, groups of 6, 3, and 2 will select housing March 3rd and 4th. During the designated selection window, group leaders must log into the selection software, enter the group PIN number, and complete room selection. Deposits for these groups are due by March 5th and 6th. If you fail to pay your deposit, you'll be at risk of losing your housing selection.
New details this week surfaced about the Boston Marathon bombing that took place on April 15, 2013. Court records unsealed Monday, and federal immigration records revealed information about two brothers who carried out the attack. Their plan and their friend linked to an unsolved triple homicide case in Waltham in 2011. It was found that the two brothers built the bombs using $200 worth of fireworks in the oldest brother, Tamerlan Sarnov's house. They learned how to make the bombs online from Inspired Magazine, an English-language publication sponsored by Al-Qaeda. The two were the only ones involved in the bombing's plan and execution, and the location of the bombs were at random. At the time of the bombing, there was speculation about Sarnov's U.S. citizenship. Documents state that he passed the citizenship test and swore allegiance to the U.S., denying links to terrorism. However, despite passing his test, an immigration officer checked a box saying a decision regarding his application could not be made immediately. It is unclear why this delay in application occurred. Information about their friend Tadashev's application was a green card was also released.
Saturday night, Prince William County Police Officer Ashley Godden was killed in the line of duty while responding to a domestic violence incident in Woodbridge, Virginia. It was her first day on the job. Two other officers were shot as well and faced long recoveries. Monday night, police cars in the Woodbridge community lined the streets holding flags and saluting as Godden's body was transported to the chapel where her services were held yesterday. Fellow officers regarded her as very passionate about her career in serving others. We extend our condolences to her family, friends, and colleagues.
The annual DC Tap Festival will be held March 14th through 21st at various locations across Washington, D.C. There will be residencies, competitions, master classes, a concert, and student showcases and panel discussions. If you have a talent for tap, you can register for this week's events. If you'd rather just watch the concert, it will be held Friday, March 18th at 8 p.m. at the University of District of Columbia. To buy tickets or register to compete in the event, go to dctapfest.com.
After this commercial break, we will go to Sydney Peterson with this week's sports report.
WGMU Radio on WGMURadio.com. Welcome to a special edition of the First Pick. You will read. Jonah, it was a pleasure having you on the show today. Appreciate it. I'm Ben Simpson on the phone today. We have Drew. How are you doing today, Drew? I mean, your baseball. Kind of what made you decide to write a book about them?
You know, it wasn't my idea.
You're out in Maryland, right?
I am. I used to work with George Mason people that way.
Promote the book as much as possible. We're here around campus.
Thanks, dude.
All right, have a great one. You will read. Jonah, it was a pleasure having you on the show today. Appreciate it. You're listening to WGMU Radio on WGMURadio.com.
The Atlantic 10 Conference and Most Valuable Kids have partnered for the third straight year to provide A10 Men's Basketball Championship tickets to New York City youth organizations. Now, for the first time, you can help give these children an experience of a lifetime and send them to the A10 Championship at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Simply text TICKET to 50555 to make a $10 donation to the Atlantic 10 Conference to benefit Most Valuable Kids. Your generous donation will appear on your next phone bill. That's TICKET to 50555.
Sports Report. I'm your host, Sydney Peterson. Tomorrow, the women's basketball team heads to Richmond, Virginia to open their A10 conference tournament. The team is number 9 and will play against number 8 seed at 11 a.m. in the Richmond Coliseum. The men's basketball team recently played against George Washington University. The team's freshman player, Jerry Rayer, scored the most with a total of 14 points, but unfortunately the team fell to a loss with a final score of 74-52. Next up on the map is here in Fairfax. This Saturday, the team will play their final regular season game against Richmond. The game is at 6 p.m. and it is senior night. The 4 seniors on the team will be recognized. The men's tennis team had a successful week this week. The Patriots defeated James Madison University with a final score of 5-2. This improves the Patriots' overall stat as 2-4 on the season. The Patriots' very own Aaron Capitel stood out during the match as he beat JMU's best player 6-1, 6-2. Next up for the tennis team is this Friday at Montclair Country Club. The team will compete against Valparaiso squad. Well, that is all I have for you today. I'll see you in 2 weeks after our spring break.
Hello, Mason Nation. Welcome back to another week here with me, Gina Jerome, on the couch. Once again, I'm excited to be your source for entertainment news nationally as well as in the DMV area. So, kicking off our first entertainment news story of the week, sway to the island rhythms as the Metropolitan Jazz Orchestra transports you to paradise on the Caribbean shores. On Saturday, March 5th, the Metropolitan Jazz Orchestra presents a journey to the islands at 8 p.m. at the Center for the Arts Concert Hall. There will be a pre-performance discussion by members of the company, and tickets range from $26 up to $44. But don't forget, like I always say, one free student ticket is available with a valid Mason ID. So don't miss out on this incredible night filled with rhythmic island soul. Next up, Kelly Clarkson stunned American Idol fans on February 26th with her final performance on the Fox show American Idol after being crowned the original winner back in 2002. And it brought a tear to fans of the show around the world. A very pregnant Clarkson also took the stage at the end of the night to perform her song Piece by Piece. And that's when things got really emotional. Clarkson was singing and just couldn't hold back her tears. She even had to lean away from the mic and whisper, "Sorry." Judges Keith Urban and Jennifer Lopez also had tears streaming down their faces, and the audience was on their feet. It was a night of pure Ryan Seacrest-fueled Idol emotion. Last but definitely not least, this is the one thing that people cannot stop talking about, not only this week, but this month as a whole. The 80th annual Oscars, also known as Hollywood's biggest night, took place at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood on Sunday, February 28th, and it was everything we'd come to expect from this year's Oscars. Yes, there were a few upsets, with Spotlight taking home the Best Picture trophy, beating The Big Short and The Revenant. And there were several non-surprises, like our favorite Leonardo DiCaprio winning his long overdue Oscar. Congrats! There was even some short commentary from host Chris Rock on the lack of diversity in both the nominees and the movie industry as a whole. Even Stacey Dash made a comical short appearance. But nonetheless, this has been a great week full of infotainment. Finals week is coming sooner than you know it, so I hope you are opening those textbooks and cracking down. And it is also Safe Spring Break Awareness Week, so I hope everyone has a very fun, relaxing, and safe spring break. But make sure to watch me every week right here on the couch. I'm Gina Jerome. See you next time, Mason Nation.
Good afternoon. The Atlantic 10 Conference presents today's game.
Year after year after year. Win after win after win. We only play one way. 40 relentless minutes at a time. 40 years strong.
In Hazelwood, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, for 3 to 5 years at the former LTV Coke Works. Pittsburgh city officials say that Uber fits in perfectly with their plan for the city, as it will provide jobs, and after the testing, the city will use the land to develop more housing and parks. Uber hopes that setting up this advanced technology center will allow them to compete with other companies such as Google, Apple, Ford, and Tesla, who are working on the same technology. Errol and Kylan, how do you all feel about the possibility of a self-driving Uber?
I think it sounds very dangerous.
Yeah, honestly.
It doesn't sound safe, to be honest.
Me personally, I think it's like an amazing idea that almost seems unrealistic, but when I think about it actually being real, I think it would scare me. The idea of the cars in control.
It does seem unrealistic. Like,
could definitely be some glitches with it.
Like, I have trust issues. I don't think I could trust a car. Like,
it's very convenient, yes, and it'd be great if it could happen, but I will not be the first one in one of those. So.
I agree. I don't think I can put that much trust in a car.
Into technology, it's not worth it.
It makes me think of Herbie, the buggy. But anyway.
But Herbie was nice.
Well, this car may be nice too. We can name it Georgie. Well, George and Mason, our time here at the News Desk has come to a close, but we thank you for watching. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Mason Cable News, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Mason Cable Network to keep updated on the latest news and our shows. Till next time, Mason, I am Kylan Adams.
I'm Sydney Peterson.
And I'm Ariel Thornhill. I hope you guys have a safe and fun break.